Hey, welcome back to the Unveil. If you're new here, I'm so glad you found us. This is a space for real conversation about healing, self love, and becoming who you actually are underneath all the stuff you picked up along the way. So, today we're talking about boundaries. And I know you heard about boundaries, and they're everywhere right now. But I want to offer you a perspective that maybe you haven't heard. Because I think most of the conversation around boundaries is missing something crucial. Today's episode is sponsored by Prep Starts Now, a family emergency preparedness brand. Because being ready for anything is an act of love for yourself and your family. Shop at prepstartsnow.com. We talk about boundaries like they're shields, like they're about keeping people out. But what if the deepest truth about boundaries is actually that they're the thing that makes genuine closeness possible? Let's get into it. First, let me acknowledge what's real. For a lot of us, boundaries don't feel natural, especially if you grew up in an environment where saying no was dangerous, where your needs was dismissed, where setting limits led to punishment or withdrawal of love. If that's your story, then the idea of boundary might feel like conflict, like rejection, like you're being cold or selfish. I want to gently challenge that story today. Here's the thing about connections without boundaries. It's not really intimate, it's enmeshment. It's two people intertwined without clear sense of where one ends and the other begins. And enmeshment, while it can feel like intense closeness, actually breeds resentment, confusion, and eventually disconnection. Real intimates require two distinct people, which means both people need to know what they actually need, want, and can offer, and that requires boundaries. A boundary is not, I'm shutting you out. A boundary is, here is the truth of what I need to show up for you fully. This is what allows me to actually be present with you. Now, let me give you a concrete example. Imagine you had a friend who calls you every day to vent. At first, it feels good to be needed, but over time, you're exhausted. You start dreading their calls, you pick up less, the relationship starts to feel like a drain. Now, what if you said to that friend, I love you and I love supporting you. I also need to protect my own energy. Can we shift to calls on Tuesdays and Thursdays? And could we also make space to talk about good things? That's a boundary. If your friend is a healthy person who genuinely cares about you, they'll appreciate knowing the truth because it means you can keep showing up for them without burning out. The relationship gets closer, not more distant. Boundaries only feels like walls when the other person isn't willing to respect them. And in that case, the information is actually valuable. It tells you something important about the relationship. Here are 3 types of boundaries I want you to think about in your own life. 1. Energetic boundaries. How much of yourself you're getting before your cup is empty. Who in your life are you giving to out of love versus out of obligation and fear? 2. Emotional boundaries. Are you taking responsibility for other people's emotions? Are you allowing their moods to dictate yours? Healthy emotional boundaries mean, I care about how you feel. I am not responsible for how you feel. 3. Time boundaries. Is your time being used in ways that align with your values and your well-being? Or are you constantly available for everyone except yourself? Pick one, just one, and this week, practice honoring that boundary even once. You deserve to be in relationships where you can be honest about your limits, where your needs are welcome, not weaponized, where you can say, that doesn't work for me, and have it met with love instead of punishment. Those relationships exist, but you have to create the condition for them by first being honest with yourself and then gently with others. Boundaries aren't walls, they're the architecture of love. Thank you so much for being here. If this episode resonates, I'd love for you to share it and come find me at Eclipsoinati. I'll see you next week.